There are so many businesses in GTA Online. This gives new players like Melvin lots of choice, as well as lots of room for error. So to make sure you make the right choices, here are the best first businesses in GTA Online. Before the video starts, I just want to say the full guides playlist is going to be linked in the description below if you want a more in-depth analysis and explanation of each business. First up, we have the auto shop. So to make money with the auto shop, there are 3 different ways. The first being the contracts on this whiteboard, which pay between $300,000 and $150,000, depending on which mission you do. The mission that pays the most is the Union Depository contract, which pays $300,000. If you want to change the contracts which are on your board, just choose one of them randomly, leave the auto shop, call this person, cancel the job, and go back in, and you'll have 3 brand new ones to choose from. The second way to make money is through the car lifts. So one of the car lifts is already in your business, but you can buy another one on the Maze Bank foreclosure website, which is definitely a must-have investment for this business because you could like double the amount of money you make. So with these cars, there are 3 different classes. You have the low car, which gives you 20k in profit, medium, which gives 25k in profit, and the high cars, which gives 30,000 in profit. The final and probably the worst way to make money is through this blackboard, which is the exotic export list. So what this does is it gives you 20,000 per car that you find on this list, and there are 10 cars in total, meaning you can make 200k by finding all 10 cars. But the only problem is these cars spawn completely randomly. You can't actively go out and look for them because you have no idea where they are. Next up is the Salvage Yard, which is one of my favorite businesses. The Salvage Yard has 3 different ways you can make money. The first and best way are through the robberies on this computer. All you have to do is complete 2 to 4 setups, depending on if you want to do the optional ones. All you have to do for these robberies is complete a couple of setups, complete the finale, steal the car, and sell it or salvage it. When you're given the choice to either sell or salvage it, you should always choose sell because you get like an extra 50,000 and only have to drive about a mile, which is hardly any effort. The money that you can make from these cars ranges from about 400,000 to 250k, depending on which car you get, and the price is listed below each car. The next way to make money is through the tow truck service. To unlock the tow truck service in your salvage yard, you actually have to buy the tow truck. You could either buy the ugly looking one for 650k or the nice one for $1.1 million. I know this seems like a lot of money, but this is definitely worth it because all you have to do is collect a car which is like a couple of miles away and take it back, and you get paid about $30,000 or $40,000. And this boosts the amount of money you make in your safe, which you also have to buy as an upgrade, but it's definitely worth it. So how it works is every time you complete a tow truck mission, you gain 25% popularity. So obviously if you do 4 missions, you'll be at 100%, meaning you earn 24,000 a day. But each GTA day, so 48 minutes, your popularity bar goes down by 5%. Each time this happens, your daily income goes down by about $3,000 until your popularity eventually reaches 0 and your daily income drops to 300. Normally the safe maxes out at about $100,000, but with the safe upgrade you could buy online, it maxes out at 250,000. Number 3 on the list is the agency. Before I get into the actual amount of money you can make, let's go over the perks that this business gives you besides making money. The first is the armory, which gives you access to this guy who gives you a discount on everything he sells you. He also has every gun unlocked, I'm pretty sure. So if you're a new player, this is definitely good because you can have a fully kitted out arsenal before most people at your level. The vehicle workshop, which you can buy as an upgrade, gives you access to Imani tech. This gives some of your cars the ability to have a remote control unit, a missile lock-on jammer, armor plating, and primary weapons. So definitely buy those if you have the money because they go a long way. Now, how to make money with the agency. There are 4 different ways to make money in the agency. The first and by far the best is the Dr. Dre contract, which pays $1 million and can be replayed as many times as you need. However, the first time you do it, there are cooldowns between each mission, but every time you replay it, there's no cooldown, so you can run through it in about an hour. Next is the security contracts, which show up here on the computer. The prices of these ranges between the class of the mission. So the missions pay between 31,000 to about 70,000, depending on 3 classes. The third way is through payphone hits, which appear randomly on your map and pay 45,000 if you complete the challenge. If you don't complete the challenge, you get about 50 15k. And the challenge isn't even too hard, so you don't have to worry too much. The final way is through the safe, which again I explain here, so check that out if you want to know how it works. The simple version is that the amount of money you make per day increases with the amount of security contracts you do. Number 4, the Kosatka. So I wasn't gonna include this because it's not an actual business, but this is a really good way to make money no matter how good you are at the game, because if you didn't already know, this starts the Kopeeeee heist, which is definitely the best way to make money actively in GTA Online, because you could easily make like $1 million from running this once with little to no effort. The only reason I say this is because the setups are easy, and if you do the right ones, you can finish them in about half an hour, and the finale can be done in like under 10 minutes if you know the correct route to go through. The Kosatka by itself costs $2.2 million, but I would definitely recommend buying it with a Sparrow helicopter because it's the fastest helicopter in the entire game, and it's so good for helping with the setups because it can enter and leave straight out of your Kosatka. So don't worry about the high price tag because you're definitely gonna make your money back with this one. Finally, the best business for new players is the Acid Lab, to nobody's surprise. The Acid Lab is the truck that you get at the end of the first dose missions with Dax, but to make the Acid Lab worth running, you have to buy the upgrades, which are unlocked after doing 10 jobs for Dax over the phone and then paying $750,000. So the way the Acid Lab works is pretty much the same as the MC businesses, and by that I mean there's a supply and product bar. Supplies can be bought or stolen, but you should always buy supplies, and this supply is turned into product over time. Normally the Acid Lab makes about $80,000 of product per hour, and all the sell missions are completely solo. Also, I just want to quickly mention before you guys get onto me for it, I didn't include the nightclub because it's not good as a first business, because it relies on other businesses to do well. So before you get mad at me in the comments, that's my explanation for it. Also, this is my list, shut up. And with that, the list is over. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and like always, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.